Saimi nakaki okutamskad now. Aaron Tsiga sonasani watsi wiskagan wtsinia. We're going to have a little quick run through of the transcribe system that we launched today just to help you get started on your first transcription. So right now, once you get logged in on desktop, you'll see this add new button. We have this shut off on mobile right now just for a short time while we work on support for more mobile media formats. But if you upload your transcription here, I've got one right here I've been wanting to work on for a little while. It's the Tyrone Tutusis 15A. So I'm going to grab this. Found this on the internet a long time ago and I've been wanting to work on it. So I'm going to get that uploaded in the system. It takes a few seconds depending on the size of the audio or video that you upload. It may need a minute in order to process the waveform. We'll see that pop up in a second here. Yeah, just be patient, grab another coffee or a tea, and it'll just work away at that for a minute and then eventually pop in just like we did here. Just going to refresh that really quick. So there's a few things that we see right out of the gate. Obviously the waveform across the top. So this is the waveform representation of whatever you've uploaded. If there's a video, you will see a little video down in the corner here. You can minimize it. There's a little button. You can move it around, whatever you want to do there. But for this is just an audio. So right at the top, the waveform. And I can see there are a couple controls here. I can drag this slider to change the size of the zoom. And this will actually slow things down when we play things back. So if I click these buttons, that'll reset those back to defaults. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in a region on the waveform. Now the way you do this on mobile is a little bit different. On mobile there's a little sparkle icon right here, and if you turn that on and play a region and then pause, it'll create that spot for you. On desktop you can just drag and drop these. You can listen to it, drag and drop. And then once we click on these, we can see, because I'm recording, my screen recorder is interfering with my playback. So we'll try that one more time. Refresh. There we go. So when you click on those regions, and this is the beauty of the platform, is that if we have a region, I'll just create one here that's not quite so loud. When you click on that, it plays that region and then it stops, which is really useful. Now, obviously we're not listening to someone here, but if we were listening to an elder or something, a recording that we had, right? Well, we'll just adjust the size of this one here. I'm going to zoom in on that, and I'll make a few more adjustments on this. Make that just right. Now, this might be a little bit loud. And it started with kiyânaw. So I'm going to type that in there. Kiyânaw. Oh, and I know, pretty sure I can spell that right. All right. Right out of the gate, nothing happens. Well, I mean, I'm typing in there, so we can see my typing show up here, and we can see that show up here. And then here I might say, in the translation box, which is over on this side. So we've got the original language, and then we've got the translation. I could say maybe at one time, kiyânaw. So as we build up our transcript of these different regions, those are going to connect with these regions over here. One of the features we have planned right away is the ability to export those into, say, subtitles or text files or something like that. So if you want to upload multiple subtitles files to your YouTube or something like that, you'll be able to do that. So there's playback. You can also play the region directly from here. I can't quite make out that second word. Gaia, Guaya, something like that. So now's a good time to introduce our issues. I've selected that piece of text. This icon right here has lit up, and I'm going to click that because I'm not sure what that person's saying. It's going to create an issue right down here in the issues list. So from here, there's a couple things I want to do. First of all, before we go any further, I want to make sure that I'm spelling things correctly. We currently have support for Nahiwi and Plains Cree Wide dialect, and we have emerging support for Northern Michif. We're working on that right now. I'm going to select Plains Cree because that's what I'm working on. I won't change any other settings. I'm just going to save that. And now when I come back and I type in this box, if I'm lucky, if I'm really lucky and I've spelled this correctly, I should see this turn blue. because behind the scenes, we're actually utilizing Itweuna, the technology that powers the Itweuna dictionary, behind the scenes so we can spell check. As a goal, as a language learner, I want everything to turn blue because I want to know it's spelled correctly. But now I've got this issue. Now I need someone to come and help me deal with this. There's a couple of ways that we can do that. If I go up here into my transcription settings, I'm just going to click on the title here. Right there, it's going to bring my settings up. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to invite somebody. In fact, I'm going to invite myself. There, we'll say testing. And I have the option to choose between a viewer and an editor. Now, an editor will only be able to edit the regions and the issues. They will not be able to edit any of the settings. And a viewer obviously will only be able to look at stuff. But I want to invite myself as an editor. And so now I've got a nice email in my inbox saying, hey, Aaron wants you to come and work on this transcription. So now one of the things I can do is, aside from having a link to the transcription, when I click on a region and play back that region, one of the things that happens is the URL changes. For every one of these regions that plays back, the URL is going to change. And so what I can do is take and copy that URL and send it to somebody, and it's going to load the transcription up directly in that specific region. Further, if I have an issue, I can click on the issue down here, right in the middle, and it'll pop up the issue dialog. And again, we change the URL. This is called a deep link. So I can send this URL to my collaborator and say, this is the issue I'm having a problem with. And it will load the transcription directly on that issue. Now, if the person, there's one more option here, and I'll just show you this right now. I'll go back up to my settings. We have a mode in here that's called discoverable. Now, this isn't quite public because when something is discoverable, you still have to have an account in the system to come and view it. But when you set to is discoverable, what this does is you can take that link and send it to someone. They don't have to be a viewer in order to see your transcription. They can come in and see the transcription if they have the URL. We're planning this for a feature down the road. We're working on this right now. It's called the language database. And basically what that is every time we spell check, oh, my spell checking disappeared. Every time we spell check a word correctly, let's say we have Iguanapeo, and we'll say Tagoteo, maybe. Something like that. Say that this is my region. We'll pretend that's what they said. Every one of these words now will go into our language database. And then when learners are looking, hey, how do I say this word correctly? They'll be able to search and find it, and they'll be able to hear it in context in your transcription. So by default, those are always turned off. But if you want to share your transcriptions with other learners, they will get indexed in the database for your language, and then other learners will be able to benefit from your work. And by default, we turn on publish issues as well. And this is so if we have language mentors, whenever you create an issue, those are going to go into an issue database so that mentors can come in and say, oh, this is what they're saying. They'll be able to see your issue. They'll be able to play the audio for that section, and then they'll be able to comment on that issue and say, this is what they're saying, something like that. All right, we'll just cover a couple more features before we wrap up for today. Obviously, if you want to delete a region, you just click on that little button right there, and that's going to get rid of that region right there. And obviously, if you want to delete your entire transcription, you can go to the settings all the way to the bottom. And if you click on the danger zone, we hard delete everything. So there's no trash can. There's no, takesies, backsies. Once you delete forever, it's gone. We are going to, you can, re-download your video or audio right here. And then the last thing I'll say is we've also enabled what's called PWA support. So these apps are installable to your phone or to your desktop just by clicking on this button right here. So, and that can enable some nice features and make a little bit better user experience. So that's all I have for today. Asay nakakyo kitang kiyanaw. I will hope that helps you get going using kiyanaw Transcribe. And once again, we'd love to hear your feedback, and we hope we get some use out of it. We'll talk to you all real soon. Okay. Heg spitama.